Hi, my name's Jeff Swystun. I'm Chief Communications Officer of DDB Worldwide. This week we're at the 58th Annual International Festival of Creativity in Cannes, France. We're going to be following all the action from the awards to the seminars, workshops, interviews with some of the bright lights of our industry, and also catching people off guard on the streets and having fun in Cannes. So stick around. We're going to be uploading plenty of video for all to enjoy. Cheers.
My name is Scott Doman. I'm with Yahoo.
All right. Well, welcome, Scott, and to the whole festival week. This is kicking off really well. Of course, the weather always cooperates in Cannes.
Fantastic.
So looking good. Now, this is about inspiration and creativity. How is Yahoo going to apply what it's learned this week later on when you go back?
Well, so far, what we've heard is a confirmation of the things that Yahoo really is already out saying itself. Science, art, and scale is our message, and this morning the messages were spot on.
That's fantastic. And how about yourself personally? When I know Cannes is a big week, there's a lot of things going on, a lot of information to digest. Outside of this 1 week, where do you find your sources of inspiration the other 51 weeks of the year?
Well, a big part of it is our advertisers. We work with agencies very closely, and we work with our advertisers, and we're all about doing what works for them. So the client's the source of inspiration. Does that sound right?
No, that sounds very good. I know exactly what you're talking about, and of course you have to answer and jump to their cause, and often that can be inspiring. Now, in terms of the seminars and workshops, anything you're looking forward to for the rest of the week now? Anything on your calendar that you really want to check out?
It goes all the way through Friday, so I'm committed to half dozen to a dozen different seminars throughout the week. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's good. Maybe I can probe outside of Cannes a bit. In terms of Yahoo, any sort of trends you guys are thinking about for 2012 that you can share for us, or confirmation of things that are already happening?
Well, we've already had quite a bit of discussion about multi-screen, and you're going to see a lot of neat stuff coming out from Yahoo. Multi-screen, there's no question that the industry is just changing at such a rapid pace that if you're not, a step ahead of what everybody's doing with regards to the screen, the device that they're going to be using, you're going to be behind things in a heartbeat. So Yahoo's very much about trying to be a step ahead of where the user's going.
That's fantastic. Thanks for joining us today. Enjoy the rest of the week, and maybe we'll corral you again if we spot you on the street.
All right, we'll look for you.
Great.
Nick Paul with Draftfcb.
Oh, right. I very much admire your company.
Thank you.
So you're here at the 58th International Annual. It's amazing. Great sources of creativity and inspiration here, as well as a celebration of the industry overall. What are you hoping to get out of it this week?
I'm looking to get inspired and bring things back to the organization that then we can put into practice.
That's fantastic, really. Yeah. How do you share that when you get back to the office? That's always the thing, isn't it? Because
I've been sharing it, tweeting already.
All right, that's great.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really good stuff the first 2 days, and so try to get people already activating it.
Good.
Yeah.
And what has stood out for you? Have you attended a couple of seminars or workshops?
Yeah, when you get to hear Malcolm Gladwell and Jonah Lehrer both speak, and how their minds work and how they get to decision making, it's very fascinating. Yeah. So those two have stood out for me thus far. And I was just listening to the founder of Taxi and how he decided to begin the company, and sort of without disrespecting the past, saying, be damned with it, I didn't have anything to do with it, so I'm going to go and forge a future. And he's been in business now 19 years. So
that is a great story. A Taxi out of Canada, now in New York. So through this week, there's also fun things to do. And are you a veteran of Cannes? Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay.
So as a global,
we're going to get a before and after picture of you. You got to show up again on like Friday or Saturday. We'll see how you're faring. But what have you heard about the festival in terms of fun from your colleagues and others in the industry?
Yeah, they've talked about the beauty and meeting lots of really great people, and certainly making sure you get over to the gutter bar and making sure you get over to various places. And you know what, they're right. It really has been neat to talk to people about what they're going through in their lives as well.
That's fantastic. Now let's scoot outside Cannes for a second. We're halfway through this year. I don't want to throw it out with the dustbin already, but about 2012, any sort of trends or things you're thinking about are going to be hot in 2012?
I run the new business offering for our organization, and what I am already seeing is a lot of individual segment pitches. We had a period of time there where everything became an integrated pitch, and companies were looking for one solution from a large agency, and I'm seeing now it's actually swung the other way, going into a lot of individual opportunities and offerings, and then they figure out a way to bring them together.
That's an interesting trend. One we're happy you highlighted. Does that make the length of sale, the length of pitch longer, or is it shortening up because it's more focused?
I actually think it's longer, and I think you have to be much more proactive. The average client tenure at agencies has gone in the last 10 years from 7.5 years down to 2.5 years. So now that's bad. The good side of that is there are opportunities out there if you have something good to offer, but you got to be on them. You have to be on them constantly.
Interesting, that 2.5 years number reminds me of the CMO tenure. Yeah. It's like the agencies are following those displaced CMOs around.
There's a reason. They do. They track the pressure with the increased financial pressure and burdens and stuff. If something's not working, you don't have a lot of patience. Organizations don't have a lot of patience for it. So they have to look to make a switch, and the agency and a different style of thinking may be the way to go.
Now back to the festival, is there one piece of work that stood out for you this year that you really liked from your organization or for competitors, something that really resonated with you?
I'll give you two. There is our organization plug, the EA Sports Dead Space work. If you go online, and it's yourmotherhatesthis.com, it's very good work because it said if a mom hates it, 18-year-old boys will love it. Just as simple insight.
Simple insight.
Yeah, and I think some of the brand new Heineken work is excellent and gets into some really good stuff.
Excellent. Well, thanks for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you through this week. And if I'm at the gutter bar, there won't be a camera, so we won't be captured.
All right, very good.
Cheers. Thank you.
Take care.
Good one. Okay, now we get some real camera action. So I'm here with two strange women. They've approached me and they want their picture taken with me, so this bodes well for my week in Cannes.
Sheridan Johns from the Berlin School of Creative Leadership.
Fantastic, and of course the school's getting more and more attention because of the quality of the programs. I know at DDB that we're affiliated with you, and we really enjoy the association. Tell me, what is the Berlin School hoping to get out of the week at Cannes?
Well, the Berlin School is actually running a 2-week executive leadership training program. This is the second year we're doing it, and it's called the Cannes Creative Leaders Program. So we actually started Cannes last week in Berlin. Okay. Right? And so the group moves from Berlin to Cannes. And it's a really intensive way to experience the festival, but also get some learning that the Berlin School has in terms of its programs that it offers otherwise.
That sounds fantastic, and it does sound intense. I can hardly survive 5 days of Cannes, let alone 2 weeks, so I don't know how your attendees are surviving that. In terms of the festival, it's all about creativity and inspiration. What is the Berlin School telling its students to do in terms of finding that inspiration?
Well, in terms of finding it, that's one thing. It's another how to use it. And so the Berlin School is much more about how to use that creativity to set your business up to be more competitive. So we basically assume that you are creative and that you're accomplished in what you do, but you may need a little bit more assistance in you channeling that so that your company's more successful from a business perspective. So taking that creativity and turning that into leadership, turning that into competitiveness and effectiveness. So we're not necessarily going into the source of inspiration or creativity, but helping to harness that so that the companies can perform better.
Well, that sounds fantastic, and of course that's always been the debate in our industry is our tangible delivery, our sort of ROI, so
exactly.
That sounds great. Exactly. Outside of this week, which is an important week, but for the rest of the year and looking to 2012, are there any trends that the school is finding and things that you're communicating to your students?
That's an interesting question. The industry is still grappling with, how to get ahead of and stay ahead of the technology advances and how to bring that into communication creatively, or even platforms are changing tremendously. So those are trends, I think, if you've tracked over the past 5-10 years, that not only are going to be around today, but are going to continue to evolve, and you're always trying to stay ahead of those. So there's no real trend that we say we see this emerging, but it's something that one always has to, be in front of and figure out how to use. Not necessarily innovate it yourself, but see what's going on there and see what makes sense for you. Not doing whatever everyone else is doing, but make sure what you do and decide to do makes sense for what you're trying to accomplish. So
now that makes an awful lot of sense. Actually, these days the trend is that there's always going to be trends. So it's just it's just trying to stay up on all of them. That's the important thing. Anything that you're looking forward to this week in terms of other workshops and seminars that you're hoping to go see?
I saw a great seminar today with Malcolm Gladwell, obviously one of the star headliners. Redford's on tomorrow. It's just a great, exciting lineup. I mean, the festival in and of itself to me, has changed over the years to become much more diverse and less focused on only the industry, advertising industry per se, and offers kind of a bigger picture, which I really think is good for the festival and also for everyone who's attending it. So I had to look at the program again. I'm stuck down in the basement, but if they let me out to get some sun,
if you're let out again, I would advise against a black shirt again next time.
Thank you. But the other session, there's definitely some great DDB session coming on later in the week.
Okay.
Correct?
Yes, there is. There always is, and there's a great DDB cocktail party too. So maybe I'll slip.
Gotten that invitation.
Okay, well wait till after the interview. So anyway, thanks very much. It was great. I love to hear what's going on at the Berlin School. I know certainly our people do, and the wider audience within the industry. And I think what you're doing is reflecting what's going on in the industry over the whole. It's no longer about advertising. It's about almost having an MBA with a major in communications.
That's right. You know, and in terms of taking the opportunity to talk about DDB and how it kind of cross-sects into the Berlin School, Keith Reinhardt has long been an ardent supporter of the school, actually is what we call a Berlin School godfather. So he's actually followed some of our cohorts through the program, and he's speaking at an open house this Thursday here in Cannes. So maybe that should be the session that I'm most looking forward to, is the session with Keith Reinhardt on Thursday night at the Cannes Creative Leaders Open House.
Great. Well, thank you for your kind words about Keith and DDB, and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Hi, I've been sort of puzzling over why the festival went to the expense of shipping Chuck Breimer's chair out. Certainly it's really nice of him to allow people just to randomly sit in it, and it is comfortable, but wow. Chuck, I don't know what you're going to do when this thing doesn't arrive back in New York.
Kareem Barsoletti. I'm the partner at a company called Filmmaster in Milan, Italy.
And an ex-DDBer, right?
An ex-DDBer, Chicago, yeah.
Fantastic.
Many years, 4 years.
And how long have you been doing Filmmaster?
I'm at Filmmaster since 2002, so it's 9 years.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. We got a great week here again in Cannes. You know, always the weather cooperates.
Yep.
And tell me, what are you looking forward to this week? What are you hoping to get out of the festival itself?
I guess the thing that I always try and get out of here, which is try to learn, figure out what the world is coming to, the world that we live in, you know, where our business is moving to. I don't think anybody really has an answer, but a lot of people are actually giving answers. So there were 2 seminars right now where 2 different people from 2 different aspects were actually saying what they think was going to be the future of the next 5 years, 1 year, you know. So it's kind of interesting.
It's very hard to predict the next quarter, let alone the next year.
Exactly.
So what were those people saying? Any insights that grabbed you?
Well, the only thing that I thought was very, very interesting is that somebody was saying that there are 17 million tablets right now. There will be 70 million by the end of next year. So I think that's kind of a pretty telling number. I think that's the only thing that I actually remember from what I saw, what I heard. Everything else was like people going. Blah, 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 blah. Like, this felt very boring, actually. But I guess it's Monday, so.
Yeah, that's right. By the end of the week, we'll see. We'll all be chipper up or something. It'll be good.
Yeah.
How about outside the week of Cannes? Of course, Cannes is huge, and it is an overload of information. But for yourself individually and at Filmmaster, where do you find your sources of inspiration throughout the other 51 weeks of the year?
Well, it's funny because I have since I've worked in the U.S. for many years, and I live in Europe now, and I work in Europe, I have kind of my Italian friends and connections, and I have my American friends and connections. So I kind of use Cannes as a way to kind of blend or talk or see, you know, people that I don't see throughout the year. This is going to be a very different year for me because this year I'm going to be in the jury.
Oh, right. see that in
So,
your bag.
so starting tomorrow morning, I'm going to probably get stuck in a room, and I'm going to be like most of the jurors that come out all pale, and like spend hours and hours watching like thousands of commercials and trying to figure out which one is the best. And so I'm going to probably have a different experience this year from.
Tell you which one are the best.
yeah. no alma mater, like, oh, is it DDB? Fine, 9. You'll get a 9.
Really, there's been no exchange of money here on videotape.
No, not maybe below this camera.
Well, that's tremendous. Well, it's great that you're doing that because that is an exciting job, and it's one of a high profile, and hopefully that'll help your business through the year too. Any other seminars or workshops outside of your jury duties that you'd like to pop in and see?
Unfortunately, I'm going to miss most of them.
Oh, you are, right.
So this year is going to be like 8:30 in the morning, which is kind of weird for Cannes because I don't think anybody wakes up before like 12. So I'll have to wake up early and go to bed late.
Yes,
So-
well, that's probably the late time activities that we also will not capture on videotape. That will be entertaining.
Exactly. Maybe if we see each other at 3 o'clock in the morning, we'll probably have a different type of conversation.
There'll be no camera.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you can bring it over. It's going to be really weird people doing weird stuff.
I'm sure.
All talking about advertising at the same time.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's
right.
actually
Yeah,
fun.
and egos.
And ego. Oh my God, egos. Huge egos.
That's why we have an extra wide-angle lens attachment for this camera, so it's perfect. Hey,
Yeah,
thanks.
come to the gutter bar tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
See ya too.
Thanks for joining us. That's been great.
Very nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Karin Ivrell, I'm coming from the Swedish Post.
Ah, very nice. We've been waiting for a Swedish woman for 2 days to walk by, so here we are. We've done it.
Yes.
So we're here at the 58th International Festival of Creativity.
Okay.
And
yes.
what are you hoping to see in the week or get in terms of information from the festival?
A lot of inspiration. I want to have inspirations. I want to see campaigns, really good campaign, direct mail, of course, flat mail. I love flat mail. I want to see a lot of campaigns. So I'm very much looking forward to this evening with the award show.
All right.
We have 4 nominations.
Oh, cool.
So
Good
hold
luck.
your tongues.
Yes, I'll be waiting tomorrow to see what the results are, but I'm sure if you even win one, there will be quite a celebration.
I'm sure. Yeah, we're going to celebrate.
That
that's
is
for sure.
great. Now, the festival is all about creativity and
Yes.
inspiration. When you go back from Cannes after this week, where do you find your sources of inspiration the rest of the year?
Actually, a lot of the inspiration I keep from here. I'll go back and I'll check things because I write down a lot of things. But then a lot of the inspiration is also from meeting people, having discussions. I attend a lot of seminars. I love to read directory too.
Okay.
Am I trying to market directory?
Yeah,
I love newspaper.
it sounds good. It sounds good. And in terms of the social events, which ones are you first time at Cannes, or is this? Are you
Second time.
So you're a bit of a veteran. You know what to do.
Well, there's always new things. I'm going to try to see to break some rules, do something new now this year, though.
This is really changing my stereotype of the Swedish. This is very good. Yeah, a lot more liberal than I thought you were.
Yes. No.
And throughout the rest of the week, is there? Hold on a sec, Peter. I'm sort of off. She's making me laugh a little bit, so yeah, we're really going to have to edit this piece now. So the festival is going to show tons of work. Were there any campaigns in Sweden that you particularly enjoyed this year?
There's 2. I'm not talking about direct mail. There's 2 campaigns that I really like. I like Vac the Sea, an Electrolux campaign throughout the world, where Prime PR has making that. It's a great campaign.
Oh,
And also, I don't know if it's shortlisted. I don't know if it's shown up, but I also like another campaign they're coming with. It's called Live Löpet. Whatever it's called in English, I don't know. But it's about the interactive rock concerts that they're doing. I like that. We have tons of good campaigns in Sweden right now. I'm pretty proud, actually.
Well, and you must have remembered DDB's Volkswagen Fun Theory.
The Fun Theory is great, of course.
It is the best.
Yeah, I agree. I love it, and I met the people doing it, and it's such a great.
Yeah, no, we've had a lot of fun with that. That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully we'll see you through the rest of the week, and you won't be shy, and you'll come right up to us again.
Yeah, I'm very shy, but no, thank you very much.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.